On part one of our Skittles project video, we covered the items that are shown in red. In this video, you'll learn how to create your column or bar chart, a pie chart, and again, touch on additional print options. You will create a graph which will have your data and 3 of your classmates' data, looking similar to this. Make sure that you have a title at the top of your page, and that you have the legend to the right, that you have an additional message on your axis, your y-axis, and your x-axis. X-axis down below with the colors. So this is a sample of one of the graphs. The second chart you're going to create is a pie chart that will show just your data. And you will break it down by the different colors. And you'll learn how to edit your legend like that and to add percentages of each color that you received. So take your mouse and select your first 5 columns, which has your colors and the 4 people you're going to graph. You're not going to ever use the totals in your graph because your numbers would be distorted. Your graph will represent the totals of everything. So once you have your data selected, you're creating a chart, you're inserting a chart, so that's the option that you choose. You can either choose a column chart or a bar chart. I'm going to choose a column chart. And now I can see that I have my chart title and I have my numbers listed below and the different colors representing the different people who received the Skittles. You can click on your chart title and change this to say Skittles Group Analysis. Note when I click on the chart, you get additional menu up at the top that says Design and Format. If I want to change the looks and add to my chart, I can click on the Format option, and the little plus sign here next to my chart pulls out an additional menu. I want to update my x-axis, so a title appeared, on my y-axis. So I can change this title to be Number of Skittles. On my x-axis below, the title could be Colors. The other thing I can do is to move my legend also, or hide my legend. Notice when I do that, my legend disappeared. Want to have that back. And then there's an option. Now it moved it to the side. Once you have your chart created, there's an option to be able to move your chart. So again, I have to have my chart selected. And I go to Design tab under my Chart Tools menu. And on the far right here, shaded in green at the top, you have an option that says Move Chart. If you want to put it in its own separate sheet, back up over chart 3 and we'll say bar column charts. And now notice at the bottom of my screen I'm going to see the chart in one separate sheet and a new tab is automatically opened up. When you go to do your pie chart, you're just going to want to select your data. Since my column and the colors are right next to each other, I can select it like that and choose my Insert Chart option and get a pie chart. That's a real simple way to do it. But when you don't have data next to each other, let's say I wanted to graph Brandon's information, I would go and select the data, and I'd have to hold my control key down and select like that so I could get my data, and then inserting a pie chart that way. So knowing how to select non-continuous data, as shown here, or continuous data. So since I do want my chart data, I'm going to choose a pie chart. And now when I click on my chart, remember you can get additional options. I want to design my chart. Actually format my chart. And I want to have data labels. Notice when it clicks on that, I can see the 7 with the percentage, with the amount of Skittles that I had for each color. But notice 7 were purple. So I'm going to click on my 7 twice. The first time I click on it, it selects everything. But now you can see that just this shaded area where the dark blue is, I'm going to double click on that, and I can modify the color, fill color of my chart by going to the paint bucket on the right, go to fill, and I can choose a picture, I could choose a pattern, or a solid color. And when I click on the paint bucket below here, I'm going to look for a purple. If I wanted to get, I see purple right there. Now notice that that is changed to purple, and I can do that again for all of my things. When I put my mouse on it, orange is my next Skittle color. I want to change that from blue to orange. Again, click it once, double click, and I get my fill color option, and now I'm going to choose an orange. If I want to look for more colors, I can come here to my standard and dig it a little bit deeper, or I can create a custom color. So now that is orange. You can also add patterns. So let's click on our next one, which is yellow. And I can look and see, is there anything, patterns that have yellow in it. Now I'm on orange, so I'm going to want to change this to be yellow. And now I have a different shaded yellow and my red. Choose a pattern and choose red. So I'm going to go with polka dots, dark red. Now you can see that you have dressed up your pie chart. Probably want to edit this chart title to say your full name, Mrs. Corson. Skittles bag. By color. Now again, move that chart to a different location. So under you, once it's selected, click your format option, design option, I'm sorry, move location, and move it to a different spot. Pie demo, since I already have a sheet named pie. So now my pie chart shows up in a different sheet. And that concludes charts.